Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, and welcome back to my 31 Days of Horror in October, day 25. But wait a minute, it's also Multipack Mania! And we asked you guys to pick packs that either had something to do with horror or Halloween. This week I picked another 5-pack. This is the Haunted Stories collections. These are documentaries done by the History Channel. And there are 5 movies. And the 5 movies are Vampire Secrets, Salem Witch Trials, Poltergeist, The Haunted History of Halloween, and Hauntings. And I actually just opened this. This is brand new, just for this Multipack Mania. I'm going to leave them like that. And I'm going to get out my 5-sided die again. My trusty Freddy vs. Jason die. Now this is a 6-sided die, but one of the sides is Freddy vs. Jason, as I'm sure you guys remember from What's in the Bag, Jay. So, if I roll a Freddy vs. Jason, I have to roll again. Alright, let's see what we're going to watch this week. 3. So count them down. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to be watching Poltergeists. 4. Multipack Mania! And I will be back with a review soon. Alright, I just watched the documentary Poltergeist, and here are my thoughts. Now, Poltergeist is a 1997 documentary which runs approximately 50 minutes, and I really couldn't figure out who the director was because they didn't put it on there. However, it is narrated by Norm Woodall. And this is for the A&E network. It was made for the A&E network. Now this is pretty interesting. The TV show is called The Unexplained. And this covers 3 stories. The first story is John Stokes Inn. And it tells about an inn who has been around for a long time. And you get actual real life explanations from a former manager, Robin Hicks, a waitress, Sandy Shurick, another former owner, Cappy Fournay, and another waitress, Judy Jackson. And it explains how in the top of this inn, there always seems to be a little girl who is dancing and bouncing a ball in the upper level that they don't use. So they explain the poltergeist activity in this inn is quite real and frequently happening. The second story is a little bit different. The second story is the story of Isaac King, who had committed suicide, and his wife. But this talks about the Walker home that was built on their land, on the Isaac King's land. And it has interviews from the Historical Society, Judy Gentune, Jackie Walker, and it also has a kind of like a story from one of the daughters who, the 2 kids that are in this family could tell that there was something right away going on with this house, and apparently the ghost had communicated with her. One of the daughters talks about it. Her name is Devon Walker. Now this is in the Oregon mountains, and it's a pretty interesting story about how the family dealt with the poltergeist happenings. And then we have the third story, which I was pretty impressed with. It was probably my favorite story of the 3. And it's about Bobby Mackey's Music World. Now, apparently they tell the story of Bobby Mackey and his pregnant wife, who he kind of doesn't leave the music industry, but he opens this honky tonk. It's in Kentucky, Wilder, Kentucky, if I remember correctly. And you get testimonies from the co-owner, Janet Mackey, the owner, Bobby Mackey, a handyman, Carl Lawson, an author who wrote the book about this, about the poltergeist happenings, Doug Hensley, and it's called Hell's Gate: Terror at Bobby Mackey's Music World. So that's out there if anybody wants to read it. I thought it was pretty interesting because it seemed like whoever was haunting this place, they had some speculation that it was two guys who hung themselves by the courthouse. Then they also had some speculation that it was two other people that were in an altercation and died. So they weren't really sure who the poltergeists were, but there were still hauntings even still. And I thought it was pretty cool, being a musician and everything, to be able to play at a place like that. Of course, I don't play the type of music, but to be able to play at a place like that where poltergeist happenings and stuff that's happened in the past, I think that would be pretty neat. I don't know. I think it would be pretty cool. Overall, it's kind of hard to judge a documentary, but it was really solid. It's a little dated because it came out in '97, but I gave it an 8, and that's 8 bloody skulls. This A&E set is really cool. I have seen one of the other documentaries, and that was let's see, what is it? The Haunted History of Halloween I've watched before, and that is really cool. I definitely recommend it. And sometimes you can find these packs all together. Like I said, with this pack, I found it new and sealed at a thrift shop. I also, because this may look a little familiar, because I actually sent this whole package to Hobbs, and I kind of cobbled together finds from different thrift stores in order to put this together to send him. So yeah. I've seen individual releases. I've seen them as a box set. So if you ever get a chance, if you ever buy a thrift shop, definitely pick them up. They're very interesting documentaries that aren't that outlandish. So, and stay tuned for day 26. And if you like what you see in here, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.